We now welcome you to the Cougar Den on Breck Live here. Tonight the Lady Tigers are taking the road to face off against a familiar foe, the Lady Cougars of Grayson County, of course. I'm John Smith, joined by my partner Noah Knight to bring you all the action from this battle at the top of the third region. And Noah, how do the Lady Tigers stop this cold run that they've been on these last three games?
Well, as we know, they were at 17-3, but since the return of Isabel, they've lost their last three, and I think a definite key to that is just catching fire offensively. It's been a big part of their success all year.
Certainly, that has been a big key. We have to re-tip, of course, for the Lady Tigers. Is the same lineup, of course, Isabel back. The Lady Tigers 0-3 since her return, and quick steal there on the part of Bailey Snyder. Starting lineup for Grayson County: Kinsey Renfro, Bailey Snyder, Rachel Snyder, Jenna Nash, and surprisingly, to us at least, Laura Vincent, who did not play against the Lady Tigers in the first matchup. Of course, tearing her ACL. Here's a three on the way from Renfro, and doesn't hit anything there. She had 16 against the Lady Tigers in the first game. Here's Isabel now on the right side, takes it over to the top of the key, and drags it out to about half court. Isabel here to Natalie, finds Cassidy, out to Sydney. On the left side, makes its way back up to Cassidy. Back to Isabel. And she takes it around. Tapped over. Isabel out to Natalie on the right side, finds Isabel in the corner. Three on the way, gonna end up falling a little bit to the right, and it's gonna be rebounded by Snyder. Thrown down here to Snyder, the other Snyder. Back up to Renfro, who's going to slow it down up against the 2-3 zone. Here's Nash. Down to Snyder, over to Renfro. On the right side. Gets it down to Laura Vincent on the baseline. Lady Cougars not able to break into the defense yet. Down low, Snyder going to lose control here. Vincent fighting for it. And it's just going to be a jump ball here between Sydney and Laura Vincent. On this starting lineup for Grayson County, 4 seniors and 1 junior. Much in contrast with this Lady Tiger team, as the first 2 points of the game go to Grayson County there. Of course, the Lady Tigers having just 1 senior on the entire team.
2 minutes to get 2 points on the board for the home side. First of the game, here is Renfro coming down here.
And she'll
score
2 more for the Lady Cougars.
Averages 21.5 on the season, had 16 in the first meeting this season.
Of course, in that first meeting, Lady Tigers won 56-53. An interesting note, the Lady Tigers losing each of their last 3 games. Of course, the most notable being that Meade County loss 68-50. Lady Tigers this year 0-3 when giving up 60 or more points to the opposition on the year. Meade County twice, and a loss to Apollo 73-68 earlier on the year as well. Down low, a near finish there on the part of Snyder, but it's going to come back out anyway. 3 on the way from the other Snyder's no good, but Kinsey Renfro is going to fight for the rebounder. A jump ball here. Still will go to the Lady Tigers, but does shift that arrow.
Not as much as a packed crowd, I believe, as we were anticipating for this one.
Like certainly a Saturday late game. Of course, this game scheduled earlier on in the day, just a couple of weeks ago, but that has changed. Here's Cassidy to Isabel in the corner. She looks, finds Aaliyah. Back over to Isabel. She's going to try another 3. This one is good, and Isabel gets the first 3 points of the game for the Lady Tigers on a nice finish there. Renfro is going to pull up, though, and
too much on it, but here is Vincent.
Snyder going to take a tumble, and it makes its way down, though. And
that one for Bailey Snyder.
Coming off the near turnover from Rachel Snyder. Here's Isabel. drags things back out. 2-3 zone on both sides of the ball right now. Here's Natalie. Out to Isabel. Gets it out.
Finds
Natalie.
Natalie for three.
Gonna hit left there. Natalie shooting 26% on the year from three. And a good pass down low from Snyder. No good. Tapped around, gets her own rebound. Puts it up. No. And she's gonna drag this one back out. Laura Vincent gonna give it up to Bailey Snyder here. Nash back to Renfro. Three on the way is good. Not the start the Lady Tigers needed so far. 9-3 lead.
Uncharacteristic start for the Lady Tigers.
Another thing to mention, earlier in the day, the JV team took down the Lady Cougars 59-27, hoping to continue that.
This one's Sydney for three. She fires long.
Gonna miss everything, but the Lady Tigers return possession on the Rachel Snyder's tap there. Natalie to Aaliyah. She's gonna fire. This one long and no good. And Aaliyah has struggled a little bit. In the last two games, only 10 points total. And certainly the Central Hardin lost 48-46. Definitely not a lot of scoring going on there. Here's Isabel coming away with it. 2-on-1. Good find to Sydney, who can't put the ball in. And it's going to be rebounded by Renfro. Gets out of the double team, drags it across half court. And here she comes, kicks it out to Laura Vincent. Out to Snyder.
Renfro seeming to get a bit frustrated trying to get past Sydney.
And a foul going to be called here against Cassidy McDaniel on that drive.
Definitely seemed to be almost an up and down.
I know it. You mentioned it earlier. 3-game losing streak for the Lady Tigers. This is the slowest run since 2017. And a 4-game losing streak would be the first since 2012. So it's definitely been a while since we've seen a slump extend past 3 games. And certainly hoping that that will end tonight.
Definitely wouldn't want that streak to be set in Grayson County.
And certainly not continuing into the later part of February. Getting into the district tournament. No good on both free throws there. Was Snyder. Sydney out to Cassidy, who drives in, puts it up mid-range, can't get the roll, and rebounded by Rachel Snyder. Here's Renfro working against Isabel. A senior and the sophomore. Renfro looks. 3 on the way here, short. Rebounded by Vincent, back to Renfro with her left. Kicks it back out to Riggs there. And it's going to make its way all the way back over to Snyder, who's going to get blocked away there by Aaliyah. Gives it up to Natalie. The senior's going to take it down the right side. Here's Sydney, takes it in, and a charge is going to be called. And a great job there by Rachel Snyder to slide over and hold her ground.
Definitely hope to see a return to form for Aaliyah Mucker. As you mentioned, only 10 points in the last 2 games combined.
And similar struggles for Cassidy McDaniel, who's only had 24 points total since that Grayson County game. That's over a span of over 4 games. 3 of which the Lady Tigers have lost now. 23 against Grayson in the first matchup. Of course, no Isabel in that one. That one going down all the way to the wire. Grayson County actually struggled to get to the line of that one. Only 9 free throw attempts, which is much closer in line to what Breckinridge County averages. However, Breckinridge County got to the line 16 times that game, which ultimately was the difference in otherwise pretty balanced game overall. I think we all remember that fourth quarter being a total brawl. As here's a walk on Grayson County.
Ella Robinson now in the game for Grayson County, as well as Reagan Cave.
Here's Isabel now. Cassidy.
Arissa Riggs also out there for Grayson County.
Isabel in the corner. Takes it up. Out to Cassidy. She's going to try a three. Short. And rebound away by Riggs. Here to Renfro. Looking to start the offense here. 6-point lead for the Lady Cougars so far. With only about a minute and a half to go. Lady Tigers yet to get anything really going. Renfro to Cave. And Aaliyah's coming away with the steal. Able to stay inside the sideline here. Takes it in, puts it up, and no good again. And the Lady Cougars with a minute 12 seconds left in possession. Here's Renfro. Pulls up at the free throw line. Banks it in. And
Renfro, definitely a massive part of this Grayson County team.
Renfro averaging 22 points a game as well as 7 rebounds. And we saw her pick up a bunch of boards in that last game. Not as many as Rachel Snyder, however. 17 rebounds as Aaliyah knocks that shot down there. But 31 overall for Grayson County. She had 17 in that game earlier on in the year. The Lady Tigers with only 22 rebounds total against Grayson County. Here's Riggs. Gives it up to Renfro. Maybe holding for last shot here.
If there is something that a lot of teams have on the Lady Tigers, it is the size advantage.
Grayson County certainly one of those examples. And it looks like Renfro perhaps going to hold for last shot, or at least maybe last shot till they can get so they can get a rebound here. And Isabel nearly comes away with the steal. Overcommits though. Renfro takes it in the middle, step back, puts it up and in, and that might just wrap up the first quarter. Isabel here fires it up from half court, and it's just long. And that'll wrap up very quick first quarter of action. Lady Tigers trailing 13-5 as we send you over now to our sponsors.
Wright Implement is your one-stop source for everything John Deere. Save like never before on everything from commercial zero-turn mowers to lawn tractors to compact utility tractors and more. Right now at Wright Implement, you can get 0% financing for 60 months on a brand new John Deere 4044M compact utility tractor, and that price includes a loader. Save today at Wright Implement with 9 locations in Kentucky and Indiana to serve you, and online at wrightimp.com.
And we welcome you back now to Grayson County High School as the Lady Cougars currently leading the Lady Tigers 13-5 in what was a very quick first quarter of action. Grayson County going to begin with possession here.
Probably one of the lowest scoring first quarters that the Lady Tigers have had all season.
Certainly, they have not. It's been a struggle to get anything going. Of course, better start, though, than the 13-0 start against Meade County just a couple of weeks ago. Here's Isabel. Gives it up.
Aaliyah.
And a great find and finish. As Aaliyah puts up 2 points, and she's got a lot of energy now. She's a huge part of this Lady Tiger team. Needs to get going to end this streak. Aaliyah on the year, 63 for 80, 78.8%, and she knocks that one down.
One of the most frequent free throw shooters for the Lady Tigers. Actually, the most frequent on the season.
Of course, Isabel with only 4 fewer, but a couple of missed games. As Snyder makes a great Euro step move on the baseline. But here's Aaliyah with the rebound. Renfro does a good job to slow her down. Isabel down.
Finds Natalie in the corner. She'll drive.
And Natalie
loses
takes
control of the ball. Finds Cassidy in the corner. Definitely a threat from back there, but there's Skylar with the rebound.
Isabel's going to set it back up. Thinks about the shot. Gives it up to Cassidy. Aaliyah on the outside. Just going to take it in the middle. Put it up. And just long rebounded by Snyder. Gives it up to Renfro on the left side. Renfro just going to drag it out. 5-point lead for Grayson County. Grayson County, the third highest scoring offense in the region. Trailing.
Stolen away by Skylar.
And perhaps a warning here for Skylar. And she takes some opposition to it.
Definitely looked like she had ball. Sister Sydney will check back in for her.
And it will be Lady Tiger basketball now. But as I said, Grayson County, third best point per game offense. Lady Tigers, third best points per game defense. Here's Isabel. To Aaliyah on the right side. Cassidy, she thinks about it. Takes it into the middle, puts it up and puts it in, and a nice finish there from Cassidy.
3-point game now, 13-10.
Cassidy certainly no stranger to scoring against Grayson County. We've seen that earlier on in the year, especially. Here's Snyder. Back Snyder from Riggs. Gonna make its way back over to Riggs though. Renfro is gonna pull up from 3. That one gonna hit off the right side of the iron.
Saved there by Snyder.
Laura Vincent finds Renfro trying to get around Aaliyah. Throws it up and Aaliyah comes away with the rebound. Here's Isabel. She's got no one with her. Puts it up and puts it in. Nice finish there from Aaliyah. Nice finish there from Isabel. And a nice find from Aaliyah.
4 Cougars trailing, just could not catch up with Isabel.
And Isabel's
Renfro loses it. Will find Sydney right there.
Man,
And a lead, perhaps the first lead of the game for the Lady Tigers, I believe.
And yeah, quick 9-0 run actually to take the lead, but Laura Vincent's going to get a chance. Puts it up, no good, and the rebound tip in, no good. A plea for over the back on the part of Coach Mormon, but Natalie going to come away with the ball anyways. Down the left side, Isabel's going to fire up a 3. She takes a hit, but rebounded by Aaliyah. Puts it up, no good, fights for it again, puts it up and draws the foul. And much more of Lady Tiger basketball we're used to seeing to start the second quarter.
Definitely, I think Aaliyah trying to get fired up. It will be Isabel and Cassidy having a word with Coach Mormon and assistant Coach Critchlow now.
Quick 10-0 run now. Chance to make it 11 on Aaliyah's second free throw. This one's good as well. 3 for 3 on the night. Renfro here on the right side. Great fake and great finish. Forced Cassidy out on Snyder. Here's Sydney though. Gonna be pushed out here by Renfro. Quickly double teamed. She's gonna draw the foul though. That one going against Jenna Nash, senior guard in her 4th season. And varsity for the Lady Cougars. Isabel here. Just going to drag it back to half court. Natalie looks for Cassidy on the cut, but she makes her way out. Aaliyah looks in.
Back out to Isabel now.
Isabel to Cassidy. Grayson County certainly going to have their eye out for her tonight. Aaliyah, she'll take a drive, puts it up and throws it in, and one as well. And Aaliyah off to a fantastic start in this game.
Leading the charge for sure.
And she'll go to the line for the 3rd time tonight. Last time up on the and one, knocked it down. And same story here, 4 for 4 on the night. Renfro. And another turnover for Grayson County and a quick 2-on-1 here. Isabel takes it up against Renfro and puts it in. And a phenomenal start here from the Lady Tigers. A 16-2 run to start this quarter. And Aaliyah with another steal. Great fake out to Sydney. Isabel's going to have a chance. She's going to drag it back out. Wanted to shoot it. Natalie looks, and she'll just take it back and slow things down a little bit.
Natalie may have had time to shoot it there.
I certainly thought about it. And Isabel's going to take this, send it back up for the Lady Tigers. Phenomenal start to this quarter. Natalie on the right takes it in and maybe forces that one up a little bit. Rebounded here and stolen away, though, again, Isabel. And this is how the Lady Tigers do it. Quick steals and force mistakes on defense and timeout Grayson County. Lady Tigers now on an 18-2 run.
Plenty of steals in quick succession there.
And that's how they're able to beating Grayson County earlier in the year. Of course, as I mentioned, pretty similar field goal percentage, but Grayson County on the rebounds, 9 more rebounds than the Lady Tigers. It comes down to the steals and that defense from the Lady Tigers, creating space and forcing mistakes on the part of the opposition. Tonight, no mistake that is what we are seeing. 8-point lead now, after trailing by 8 to start the quarter.
Almost 20 points in the quarter for the Lady Tigers.
Aaliyah already topping her scoring total for the last 2 games combined, so certainly getting rid of her struggles as fast as possible. And the Lady Tigers shifting to that press, I think that's been the big difference so far. Renfro getting stranded a couple of times. And no, maybe an over and back there. Makes its way, though, to Riggs. To Renfro here on the right side. Takes it to the middle. Thinks about shooting it, but gives it off to Nash. Nash into Snyder. Back to Riggs. Renfro. Takes it right, drags it back on the baseline. No good. Rebounded by Natalie. Double teamed. Aaliyah in space. Isabel in space. And no good from Isabel. Rebounded by Aaliyah. Nearly a chance at another and one, but she's going back to the line. And Grayson County there getting caught out a little bit.
Could push this lead back to double digits now.
Grayson County, though, on the rebounds. 2 people swarm Natalie, and Aaliyah and Isabel wide open on the other end of the court as we see Aaliyah knock down her 5th free throw in the game. As well as her 6th. 6 for 6 on the night.
Back to a 10-point lead now.
Very impressive from Aaliyah so far. And another turnover. Errors everywhere from Grayson County. Isabel with a great stop and puts it up and in. 12-point game in favor of the Lady Tigers. Total night and day from that first quarter. Renfro now with the ball. Is going to take the screen from Nash inside to Snyder. Nearly another turnover, Isabel. Smart, though, not to overcommit. Snyder, nearly another turnover. A lot of pressure up top from the Lady Tigers. Rachel Snyder here. Back out to Riggs.
Renfro for 3.
Renfro.
No good.
Aaliyah fighting for it. And jump ball between Snyder and Aaliyah is going to see the ball go back to the Lady Tigers. And my goodness, wouldn't have thought the score would be looking like this after the first quarter, but I'm sure the Lady Tigers will have no complaints.
Still a 2-point effort thus far for the Cougars right now.
Has not been the kindest of quarters to them. A lot of problems being forced in their own half from the Lady Tigers. Here's Natalie. Gives it to Aaliyah. She's going to look and turns it over there. Ella Robinson with the steal. And Laura Vincent nearly a double dribble, but it makes its way to Renfro. Looking to cut into this deficit a little bit before halftime. Down low, Robinson puts it up and just going to roll out, hit everything. And 4 people on Natalie there. Lots of space for the Lady Tigers to work with. Here's Cassidy, and just not quick enough. But Aaliyah.
Finds Aaliyah with the jump hook, no good.
No good there again. But Grayson County really swarming. Whoever gets the rebound is a turnover here from Renfro, as it was Cave unable to hold on to that ball. But we are seeing swarming the rebound of whoever gets it for the Lady Tigers, and it's getting them caught out. Isabel inside to Sydney, dribbling around, loses control, taken away by Nash, and it makes its way to Renfro. Under a minute to go until halftime. Robinson all the way out here. Vincent takes it in against Aaliyah, puts it up, and no good. Laura Vincent on the year, 5 for 10, 50% overall.
Just the second trip to the free throw line for the Lady Cougars.
Did not play against the Lady Tigers in the first matchup. 0 for 2 on the night from the Lady Cougars. This one's going to be up, and it's good. So 27-16. Just the third point in the quarter from the Lady Cougars. The Lady Tigers with 22 so far. No good on the second one. Aaliyah going to get caught here, and timeout called by the Lady Tigers. And my goodness, no, it's been a much more enjoyable second quarter for these Lady Tigers.
Absolutely. Now an 11-point lead for the Lady Tigers. Only 3 points put up by the Lady Cougars so far in their home. I know they're looking for a way to turn things around, but 22 points now in this quarter for the Lady Tigers.
I think something to mention. Last time the Lady Tigers fell victim here at Grayson County was 2016. Of course, have lost to the Lady Cougars since that time. It was, of course, in the worst place it could happen in the regional championship in 2017. But this would be the Lady Tigers' 7th straight victory over Grayson County. Natalie to Cassidy here to get things going underway. Grayson County coming with a double team of their own. Sydney tries to dribble out of trouble, somehow does. Aaliyah over to Isabel. Drags it out here. And the Lady Tigers are going to get a chance for the last shot in the half. Isabel to Cassidy. And Isabel just going to slow things down here. Going to give it to Aaliyah. We saw her in that isolation play a couple of times. But here's Isabel out to Cassidy. And that's going to wrap up the first half. No good on the three. And the Lady Tigers lead the Lady Cougars 27-16 here at the Cougar Den as we send you over now to our sponsors.
Wright Implement is your one-stop source for everything John Deere. Save like never before on everything from commercial zero-turn mowers to lawn tractors to compact utility tractors and more. Right now at Wright Implement, you can get 0% financing for 60 months on a brand new John Deere 4044M compact utility tractor. And that price includes a loader. Save today at Wright Implement with 9 locations in Kentucky and Indiana to serve you. And online at wrightimp.com.
Emptiness. That's what this is right now. And I'm not just talking about the auditorium. Here at Breck Live, we have space for a commercial. Your very own commercial. Kobe. This could have been you, but instead, it's just me, all alone. And I just want to go home.
Here at Breck Live, we have space for commercials. This ad could have been yours.
But instead, you can watch us eat for the remaining time of this commercial.
And we are back here at Grayson County High School. Noah, the Lady Tigers leading 27-16 here as we go into the third quarter action. Just about 30 seconds to go until we get underway. And Noah, what's been the story so far tonight?
Well, the story for the Lady Tigers has been capitalizing off turnovers. Grayson County have had quite a few turnovers in that second quarter. The scoring breakdown, Breck only had 5 points in the first quarter, but 22 in the second, while Grayson County put up 13 in that first quarter while only putting up 3 in the second quarter.
And we did mention earlier, Aaliyah struggles so far in the last two games. No longer 6 for 6 at the line, and has been 2 of those being on and one opportunities. She's been absolutely dominating so far tonight.
It will be the starters coming out here for the Lady Tigers, as well as the starters for Grayson.
And Grayson County will start with the ball here. It's going to be Nash to get it in, and she's going to find Snyder to get things underway in this third quarter of action. Back to Renfro, the leader of this team. Takes it out to the right side. Sydney on her. Going to take it at Sydney, and a foul's going to be called here. That one will actually go against Sydney. Quick move from Renfro to draw the foul.
Renfro been relatively silent this game while putting up 16 in that first meeting.
Of course, a player that averages over 20 a game. One of the third region's finest. Finish inside here from Snyder. And Lady Tigers going to have to work against the press here. We saw it in the second quarter. Very effective on the part of the Lady Tigers. Able to break it here so far. Isabel, bad pass in though to Laura Vincent, who's going to come away with the ball here. Renfro drags it out. 3 from Nash on the way is good, and that's a big turn of events for the Lady Cougars, who rattle off the first 5 to start the second half. Here's Cassidy. Going to be tapped out.
Laura Vincent pokes it away there.
And it makes its way out of bounds. Natalie to inbound, as the Lady Tigers' lead has been cut to 6 now. Was 11 at the start of the quarter. Cassidy here finds Aaliyah, takes it in. Oh my! And quite the
Sends
block
that
there.
one.
A very strong rejection on the part of Laura Vincent. We all know she can do that. Aaliyah looking here to Cassidy. Mid-range, up and in. And a nice finish there from Cassidy. So dangerous in those mid-range areas, as well as spot up beyond the arc. Here's Renfro. Snyder. Nash. Down low. Laura Vincent unable to control this one. And it's going to go back to the Lady Tigers. 8-point game in favor of the Lady Tigers still. 2-2-1 press back on from the Lady Cougars. Natalie here, the senior leader, takes it down the right side. And it's going to palm this one, I think. Notice she made a mistake, but no call, and Grayson County able to recover.
Renfro on the drive, gets that one to fall and one.
And we're seeing, once again, a massive shift in the quarters, as Grayson County certainly having the better start to this one. They've scored 7 now.
Of course, she has also had 3 30-plus point games.
And she knocks the free throw down, and that will be the first for her on the night. 66% on the year.
It will be a reach-in foul on Jenna Nash.
As Natalie going to inbound things once again. This time on the sideline. Gets it into Isabel, who's going to take it in the middle of the court here. Working against the 2-3. Natalie to Cassidy. Back out to Natalie. Cassidy baseline, puts it up just long, and rebounded by Snyder. Snyder working against Isabel in a near steal. Here's Laura Vincent taking it all the way. gives it up to Snyder. Down the middle, puts it up and puts it in.
Nice screen to free up that shot by Laura Vincent.
And Chad Mormon shaking his head at that play. Here's Aaliyah down the middle, puts it up, and she equalizes that one and pushes this lead back up to 5 points for the Lady Tigers.
Two bigger bodies in the paint, but she's able to get them over there.
Snyder drives, throws it up, and going to be fouled. Snyder on the night, 0 for 2 at the line, 54% on the year.
Skylar Tucker to check in here now for the Lady Tigers.
Puts the first one in here. 1 of 3 now on the night.
Ella Robinson checks in for Laura Vincent.
3 for 8 on the night overall, Grayson County. And she makes the second as well. So Lady Cougars move to 4 for 9 now. And cut the lead to just 3. Of course, it was 11 at the break. Aaliyah to Isabel, who's going to have it at the top of the key. Drags it to her left, gives it to Natalie. Takes it to her right. Kicked out. Sydney a triple. Just long. Tapped around and rebounded by Robinson, who's going to drag it back here to Arissa Riggs. A rookie freshman gives it up to Renfro. And going to be blocked away there by Aaliyah. Renfro on the year with 3 30-point games. 33 is the high on the year.
Also averages just under 7 rebounds a game.
And we mentioned that in the previous game, of course, out-rebounds from what you'd expect for her size, and of course the size of her teammates, who are certainly excellent rebounders of themselves. Rachel Snyder with 9 rebounds per game, Robinson with 5, and Snyder with 4 as well. No shortage of crashing the glass for this experienced team. And a travel going to be called here against Ella Robinson, as possession will return to the Lady Tigers. Natalie gets it in, working against the press. Isabel, left side, takes it in the middle, poked away, and poked into the hands of Grayson County.
I think wanted to get that one to Sydney, but it was poked away.
And Aaliyah fouls Riggs here, sending her to the line. Riggs, 20 for 26, 76.9 on the year.
Approaching halfway through this third quarter, 31-28, 3-point game now.
First is no good. 4 for 10 now on the night. The Lady Cougars. And 4 for 11, unable to knock down either. Rebounded by the Lady Tigers. And here's Skylar. Gives it to Isabel, to Natalie. Back out, Isabel. Takes it in. Good fake, puts it up with her left, no good. And tapped away into the hands of Snyder. She's going to take it. Isabel against her. Gives it up here to Riggs. Out to Renfro. She takes it to her left, working against Natalie. Takes it all the way into the middle. Throws it up and throws it in. And it's down to just a 1-point lead for the Lady Tigers. And a big shift in this game in this quarter. A dynamic we've seen throughout this entire game. First 2 quarters the exact same way. No consistency so far in any quarter for any team.
Momentum and tempo has swayed the entire game.
3 on the way there. No good from Snyder, but tapped into the hands of Renfro. Working against the zone here. The Lady Tigers just not able to get the press going. And it's hurt him here as Snyder throws it up but gets the offensive rebound, puts it up again, tapped it around. It's still going to stay with Grayson County. Renfro takes it in, draws the foul, and she's going back to the line. And that's a dynamic that the Lady Tigers have struggled with all year. Not a phenomenal rebounding team, quite undersized. Breckinridge County averaging only 24 rebounds per game, while Grayson County 36. So that big jump is showing here. However, Lady Cougars unable to convert from the line again. Chance to tie it. And Renfro will.
Of course, we seen Rachel Snyder with 17 rebounds in the first meeting at Breck.
And that's a crazy high number. Isabel puts it up and in. And that is a big bucket here. Allows the Lady Tigers to get set back up in the press. Renfro trying to work against the double. Spins back into Skylar, but gets out of it. Great feed inside to Snyder. Tapped around, puts it up. And that's going to send Rachel Snyder to the line for the first time tonight.
6 team fouls thus far for the Lady Tigers.
First one's good from Rachel Snyder. A 62% free throw shooter.
Laura Vincent checking back in now.
Short on the second, tapped out. Isabel here on the rebound from Skylar. Isabel takes it in the middle. Short though, may have been blocked away and rebounded here by Grayson County. Renfro working against Isabel, 32-33. The Lady Cougars trailing by one. Oh, and definitely a walk there on the part of Renfro. Unable to dribble, and just going to be forced to take the turnover. Timeout from the Lady Tigers, and once again, though, we're seeing a quarter that we just can't, no way to tell what's going to happen in this game.
Definitely a game that's still up in the air, but also a offensive struggle for both teams. 2 minutes, 18 seconds left in this third quarter, 33-32 on the scoreline at the moment. The Lady Tigers just ahead right now.
And the Lady Cougars already doubling their halftime score. The Lady Tigers with only 6 points, so certainly anything can happen. We said pretty much the opposite happened in that first quarter, or that second quarter, sorry. First half overall. Such a big jump, and anybody's game. Momentum can swing any way in this one.
Cassidy McDaniel finally back in the game now for the Lady Tigers.
She will be ever so important if the Lady Tigers want to come out victors and sweep Grayson County on the year. Isabel with a great fake and going to draw the foul from Robinson there. 2 fouls in this second half for Grayson County. The Lady Tigers already up to 6. Cassidy a 3 on the inbound from Natalie Long. Rebound, Aaliyah fought with Laura Vincent, and a jump ball going to stay with the Lady Tigers. Getting another chance on the inbound here. Natalie looks, finds Isabel, takes it right out to Cassidy. Mid-range picks it up, nearly turned it over. Aaliyah out to Natalie. 3 is good, and a big triple there from Natalie Tabor to push this to a 2-possession game now. 36-32. Here's Renfro on the left side. Forced to be dragged all the way out. Finds the open man. Tapped out, though, to Aaliyah on the miss. Here's Natalie on the right side. And she's going to be forced to slow things down against the zone. Skylar to Isabel.
A lot of size down there for Grayson County.
Certainly is. Aaliyah and Skylar looking extremely small next to those 3 forwards down low for Grayson County. Isabel, though, from 3 is good, and that's a big 3 again. As the Lady Tigers able to knock off 6 straight points there and push this lead back up to 7. Riggs nearly stolen away, and it will be. Skylar puts it up, and no good. Tapped around, though. She gets her own rebound, and she stood out of bounds. And got to be a positive sign, though. The Lady Tigers finally getting back to the string of steals in the full court press.
Ella Robinson, the center, the only one down there for Grayson County on offense in that possession, but ball never made it past half court for him. Laura Vincent finds Snyder here. She will drive and it will not fall.
Isabel with a chance here. 1-on-2. Gonna pull up, puts it up, and good. No defense there from Renfro to come out and stop her. And a great steal from Cassidy. She's gonna try for mid-range, and no good. Nearly got the friendly roll, but this is gonna be a jump ball, or perhaps a foul, and I believe the call is a foul. That one gonna go against Sydney. Grayson County would have regained possession either way. However, this should actually send Grayson County to the free throw line, 1-and-1.
7 fouls now.
Sydney with her first on the night. And Aaliyah coming back into the game, almost certainly for rebounding. As we see Sydney and Aaliyah still looking just outsized against Laura Vincent and Ella Robinson. Snyder going to be the one to take them. She's 2 for 4 on the night. This one going to rattle out.
The 1-on-1, no good.
And with 30 seconds to go in the third quarter, Isabel is going to have the ball. Drags it all the way out on the left-hand side. Looking for the last shot here. A chance to get that lead back of 11 that was at the break. Wasn't the best to start to the third quarter, but the Lady Tigers have certainly come back. And Cassidy nearly turns this one over, and a foul going to be called against Renfro. 5.6 seconds. The Lady Tigers still going to have a chance at the last shot. Natalie nearly draws a foul. Sydney a 3, no good. And that's going to wrap up the third quarter of action. The Lady Tigers still leading 41-32. Deficit pretty similar for the Lady Cougars. As we now send you over to our sponsors.
Wright Implement is your one-stop source for everything John Deere. Save like never before on everything from commercial zero-turn mowers to lawn tractors to compact utility tractors and more. Right now at Wright Implement, you can get 0% financing for 60 months on a brand new John Deere 4044M compact utility tractor. And that price includes a loader. Save today at Wright Implement with 9 locations in Kentucky and Indiana to serve you. And online at wrightimp.com.
And we now welcome you back to the fourth and final quarter of action here. The Lady Tigers with a 9-point lead against the Lady Cougars of Grayson County. It's going to be Renfro to get things back underway for the Lady Cougars. And going to be into Snyder here. Back to Renfro. 32 points.
Snyder to Renfro.
Lady Cougars. Snyder again. Vincent in the corner. And back to Snyder. So far, so good from the Lady Tigers. And Robinson unable to control that one out of bounds. Lady Tigers taking over possession once again here. Natalie here to Isabel on the right side. Drags it all the way back out. And I'm sure the Lady Tigers in no rush here. With a 9-point lead into Aaliyah. Takes it with her left. Up against 2 people and nearly gets the finish over Laura Vincent. And draws the foul. Just the 4th foul in the half for the Lady Cougars. The Lady Tigers already putting Grayson County in the bonus with
That
7
foul on
fouls.
Snyder.
As Aaliyah misses the...
Or Robinson, excuse me.
Aaliyah misses the first. She had been 6 for 6 till this point. Rolls in the second, though. And Grayson County looking to get underway again. Vincent nearly turns it over, but it's going to find the hands of Renfro. Trying to avoid the double. Splits it. Gets all the way to the rim. Puts it up. No good. Rebounded by Natalie. And a very quick foul there.
I think Vincent avoiding the turnover with the quick hands. Need that as the goalkeeper of this Lady Cougars soccer team.
Timeout here from Grayson County. And Noah, what do you think the Lady Tigers got to do to hold on in these last 7 minutes of action?
Well, they definitely need to keep forcing these turnovers. Don't give Grayson too many chances to break down this lead. It's been a very back and forth game when it comes to who's done better in quarters. But right now, 10-point lead. Very even third quarter.
It didn't start that way. The Lady Tigers got off on the wrong foot in that third quarter. Grayson County able to cut it to a 1-point lead. Never able to take the lead. Did tie it at one point. But the Lady Tigers finally able to get into the zone that we saw at the end of the second quarter, where they put up a 22-3 difference in that quarter, and able to keep the harm to only 2 points in favor of Grayson County that third quarter, as the Lady Tigers still holding on now to a 10-point lead.
But of course, they did have a very comfortable lead going into halftime, so they could afford to give up a few.
And it's been relatively high scoring, but through the first 3 quarters, not as explosive as I remember.
Not as high scoring as we expect the Lady Tigers to be.
Certainly, as well as Grayson County, a team that averages over 60 points per game. Aaliyah here. Forced all the way out on the right side. Gives it up to Isabel, who's barely going to stay on the right side of the court. And Renfro is going to come away with the steal. And Isabel there just getting stuck and isolated by herself. 3 players swarming her. And Grayson County really trying to give it their best here.
Aaliyah finds Tabor for 3. No good.
And it's going to be rebounded by Snyder, who's going to give it up to Rachel Snyder, and a great Euro step finish. And quick 4 points there from the Lady Cougars, as Isabel here gets it out to Sydney, and she's just going to drag it out, guarded by Snyder. Out to Isabel now at the circle. She brings it over to the left side, gives it to Natalie. Quick double team coming. Sydney, though, in, puts it up over Snyder, and going to draw the foul. That one going against her. So far, the only player to be at the line for the Lady Tigers is Aaliyah. 7 for 8. Sydney's going to knock down the first. She is 52% on the year. And she hits one and misses one here. Renfro here working against a 7-point deficit with 6 minutes to go. Plenty of time for the Lady Cougars. 2-on-1. Snyder no good, but once again, an offensive rebound. Snyder inside draws the foul. Rachel Snyder 1 for 2 as well from the line tonight. A chance to cut this to 5 points. She knocks down the first, no problem there.
Skylar to check in for Aaliyah now.
The Lady Cougars 7 for 17 for the line tonight. 7 for 18 now. They've had no problem getting there, but 11 missed free throws in a 6-point game. That'll definitely come to hurt you. Natalie here. Double teamed again, and the Lady Tigers have struggled a little bit with this swarm we're seeing out by half court. in the hands of Isabel to Natalie. Sydney's going to think about it. She's going to quickly draw a double. And this time, a little bit of a scramble there. And not sure of the call yet.
Don't know if it was a jump ball or foul.
And it's going to be Lady Tiger basketball. Not sure of the indication. Could have been jump ball, but nothing for sure there. So the Lady Tiger's just going to come away with the ball here. And it's going to get its way to Cassidy, who takes it to the left. Gets the layup off, but just going to be swatted away. And that's going to be a palm, though, against Snyder. And that is a big change in possession. Stops a potential break from Grayson County. Natalie going to try and get it in here. And going to call timeout. And the Lady Tigers here really need to push this lead up a little bit.
Definitely a delicate lead, a two-possession game.
We've seen the Grayson County willing to bring everything they can, put as much into it, especially when it comes to pressing at the top of the key. We've seen that so many times tonight, and later on in this game, we've seen it increased at a different level.
Renfro, of course, as we know, definitely been a big part of this Grayson County game. As always, we come to expect.
Rachel Snyder, not as prolific offensively, 15 points per game, but tonight, it's of course what she does best, rebounding. She's caused some problems on the offensive glass for the Lady Tigers. Natalie to get it in. Finds Cassidy, double team in the corner. Squeaks it into Skylar. Works it on the baseline, and she's going to step out of bounds. And things starting to tense up a little bit for the Lady Tigers. A lot of pressure coming from Grayson County. Here's Nash. Gives it up to Snyder, and certainly a big plea for a travel there as Snyder takes it in, and she's going to get the and one there. And my goodness, what a shift we're seeing once again in this game. Absolutely all over the place.
4-point game, chance to make it just a 3-point game.
It's going to be Snyder who puts it in. 3 for 6 at the line. 3-point game now. Cassidy triple teamed. And jump ball called. It's going to go to the Lady Cougars. Oh my goodness. Tension's high in this one. The Lady Tigers are really looking to force an error out here at half court. Renfro.
Renfro barely finds Snyder there.
Back to Renfro here. Grayson County potentially a chance to tie this game. Snyder on the baseline up against Skylar there, and Skylar draws the foul. And that is a big charge. Really a big halt in the momentum of Grayson County. Snyder there certainly seems a little shaken up by that hit. Natalie looking, finds Isabel. Isabel with 2-on-2 here. Would expect her to drag it out, and she will. Still a lot of pressure, though, and expect that to continue for the rest of the game. Here's Natalie on the left side. Gets it over to Isabel. She's going to pull the three, a chance to make it 6, and it's going to come up short, and rebounded again inside by Bailey Snyder. Here's Renfro on the right. Gives it to Laura Vincent down low to Nash on the baseline. Snyder in to Nash. A 3 is just going to come up short. And here's Natalie again. The senior leader looking to calm things down here for the Lady Tigers. Under 4 minutes to go. A 3-point lead for the Lady Tigers.
Here's Natalie on
And
the drive.
Natalie
and
smart to
she
draw
will
the foul.
Draw the foul.
I think things starting to look a lot more like they did in the end of that game. Back at Tiger Arena, the Lady Tigers and the Lady Cougars really going at each other late, not giving an inch.
That one on Vincent, her first of the game. 17 fouls in the second half.
Natalie misses the first. She's a 60% shooter on the year. And she misses both long. Renfro going to try and make her pay. Puts it up, no good, but gets her own rebound. And a smart jump ball there by Skylar. Gives the Lady Tigers possession. And a great job to fight for it there on the part of Skylar Tucker.
Forcing the jump ball just as Grayson County did a few possessions ago.
We've seen Skylar do that so many times this year. Always expect her to be on the end of any loose ball. Here's Sydney. Out to Cassidy. 3.5 to go. Cassidy's got it at the top of the key. To Aaliyah here. She's going to take it with her right up against Vincent and can't finish again. Now we've seen the size of Grayson County become a huge factor down low offensively for the Lady Tigers. Really struggling to get any shots up as Snyder's just going to part everybody and cut this to a 1-point game now.
Took little to no effort there to make it to the rim.
And the Lady Tigers have gone ice cold here. Just 2 points in the quarter. Isabel draws the foul, though. Not to the appeal of many of Grayson County fans.
Definitely could be 2 big free throws now.
Isabel, 67% on the year. And she'll get 2 with a chance to push this game back up to 3.
Makes the first one.
Big free throw there from Isabel. Looking to pick up her first win since her return. She knocks down the second. She certainly has not been playing like somebody that has been out for 6 games, missing half of the season there so far. Snyder, 2 rigs though. Down to Snyder again. Vincent's going to try the mid-range shot, no good, rebounded, and that's going to send Rachel Snyder back to the line. Rachel Snyder, 2 for 4 on the night.
Rachel Snyder is 63% free throw percent shooter on the year. She makes the first one.
The 20th free throw from Grayson County is good. 9 for 20 on the night. 45%. Second, no good. 9 for 21 now. Here's Cassidy. 2-point lead for the Lady Tigers. A chance to push this back to a 2-possession game. Here's Isabel. Takes it in the middle. Gives it out to Aaliyah. She's going to try and take it in. Throws it up. Going to be blocked away, and a travel going to be here against Rachel Snyder. Got a little ahead of herself. And a very fortunate break for the Lady Tigers here.
2:18 left. A 2-point game now.
Natalie looking to get it in. Going to make its way out to Isabel, who drags it back out to the circle. Gives it to Cassidy here. Working against Snyder. Gets it into Aaliyah. Hand off to Cassidy. A 3 is on the way. It's no good. Tapped out, though. Aaliyah comes away with it. Puts it up. Can't get the roll. Skylar comes away with it, and it's going to be a foul going against Skylar. And that's going to be a double bonus opportunity for Rachel Snyder now. The Lady Cougars, 9 for 21 on the night.
3 fouls on the night for Skylar.
Chance to tie it here for Rachel Snyder. She is 3 for 6 in the game, 62% on the year. And these could be 2 massive free throws. First is good. Back to a 1-point game. And she knocks both down. Coming back into the game is Nash, the starter, coming in for Arissa Riggs, a freshman. And here's Aaliyah working from even ground now. Out to Natalie with the head fake. Aaliyah here. The Lady Tigers not able to get anything going inside.
Cassidy to play a little point guard back up top to Isabel.
No rush from the Lady Tigers. Aaliyah looks for the back cut to Isabel. Skylar tries a three. It's just long. Tapped out, though. A fight for it, and it's going to end up being and it will end up in the jump ball is the call, and it's going to end up in the hands of Grayson County.
Grayson County fans roaring for a foul there.
Certainly a lot of contact, but Grayson County with a real chance to take a lead in this game now. 11 for 23 from the free throw line, Grayson County. And yet here they are, still tying this one. Renfro not being let touch the ball. Gonna get her hands on it anyways, though. Sydney on her. 1 minute to go. Renfro throws it up and a foul is called. Renfro, a lot of excitement going to the line. She'll get 2 shots. She's 2 for 4 on the night. The Cougars with 23 free throw attempts. About to turn that into 24 and 25. And that's going to see Aaliyah Mucker foul out, and that is massive at this stage in the game. And quite the size discrepancy. As we can see here, Cassidy and Laura Vincent matching up here. I believe Skylar will probably take her spot down low.
Definitely a devastating blow.
But it's going to be the 2 Tuckers for the Tigers. Renfro's first. It's good. And that will give the Lady Cougars a lead.
For the first time in what feels like since the first half, I believe.
Since the start of that second quarter, and Renfro's going to knock them both down. 13 for 25 from the free throw line. And yet here they are. Leading by 2 here late. Full timeout called by Grayson County. Looking to strategize in this finale. And Noah, what are the Lady Tigers going to have to do if they want to come out victorious here in these final?
They definitely need to avoid any more fouls, stop sending them to the line, and really, by the numbers of free throws they've taken, you got to wonder if Grayson County made the majority of their free throws, what could their lead be?
I certainly agree with that. What play or what style of play can we expect to see from the Lady Tigers here? We're going to see the inside game obviously be a lot weaker.
Well, with losing Aaliyah, I think they definitely want to try to see if their shooters are going to make any shots, perhaps to try to regain the lead. Maybe look for Isabel. Perhaps maybe find Skylar or Sydney down low.
Definitely a lot of hands it could be in. Such a massive moment here in this game. The Lady Tigers led by 9 coming into this final quarter. They've only scored 4 points in the fourth quarter so far. Here's Natalie to get it in. The press still coming from Grayson County. Oh, nearly a turnover. Isabel here, though, comes away with it. Going to take a hit from behind. Inside, Skylar out to Isabel. Under a minute to go. 3 on the way from
for the
Sydney.
lead. No good.
And Renfro comes away with the rebound. Got to send everybody forward now. And Renfro is going to go to the line off of, I think most people would agree, at best, questionable call there.
I don't know that was a foul. Definitely a very, very soft touch.
Renfro put her arm out there and seemed to run straight into Isabel. Isabel already in position. And Renfro's got a chance to make this a 2-possession game. Made her last 3 and made her last 4 now. 5 for 7 now on the night.
Definitely want to send Snyder and Vincent back.
She's made 5 in a row now. Isabel to Cassidy. The Lady Tigers desperately need to get on the board. Cassidy pulls up. Short. Rebounded by Grayson County.
Just cannot get their shots to fall.
Vincent going to be fouled by Natalie. And with only 30 seconds to go, Laura Vincent with a real chance to potentially ice this game. And the Lady Tigers in this fourth quarter just not good enough. Only 4 points. Vincent knocks down the first. Vincent's second is long, though. The Lady Tigers still not dead yet. Here's Isabel. She looks out to Cassidy. She's got space. Doesn't shoot, though. Back out to
Natalie
Isabel.
open.
20 seconds to go. The Lady Tigers have to get something going. Isabel here has
Need to find
Cassidy open.
Cassidy there.
Cassidy 3 on the way. It's
And
good,
it's
and that's
good.
a big 3. Timeout by the Lady Tigers. 12 seconds trailing by 2. And it's not over yet. My goodness, what a big shot from Cassidy McDaniel. We've seen her do it so many times. And the story of this fourth quarter, it's been ice cold for the Lady Tigers. Cassidy nearly doubling their scoring with 1 shot there. And still trail by 2.
12.6 seconds remain.
The Lady Tigers desperately looking to avoid their 4th consecutive loss for the first time since 2013. But here in these final seconds, Grayson County will have the ball. Certainly expected in the hands of Renfro. She has hit her last 5 at the free throw line. 6 for 8 on the night. With Grayson County overall, 15 for 27. And my goodness, they've had no problem getting to the free throw line tonight.
Plenty of turnovers by Grayson, just not enough points off those turnovers in this game yet.
And just to put into perspective how many times Grayson County gets to the line. Before tonight, Grayson County playing one more game than the Lady Tigers. 514 free throw attempts in comparison to the Lady Tigers' 323 free throw attempts. So they have no problem getting to the line in any typical game. And this right here could be the game.
Albeit a few questionable ones here from time to time.
Here's Snyder. Into Renfro as you'd expect. She's going to be doubled. And it's a turnover. And Skylar puts it up. She can't finish. Isabel puts it up. No good. 3 seconds left. Skylar puts it up, and she's going to the line.
2 of the biggest free throws in Skylar's career.
And what a shift. Oh, my. This is...
A layup right under the basket was no good.
Skylar only 46% on the year. Has to knock them both down. First is long.
No good.
And that one is a stinger.
Natalie Henning in this one now.
2.7 seconds left. Trailing by 2. Still a free throw to go. The Lady Tigers puts it up and misses everything. And that's just going to be Grayson County ball. Timeout by Breckenridge County. Going to call their last one here.
What a turn of events.
And my goodness, 3 layup opportunities to tie the game, and just not to be. What will the Lady Tigers do now? Going to be forced to foul, probably before the inbound. Have to get possession. Two-point game, and I think we all know who Grayson County would most likely want to see at the line. The Lady Tigers have gotten to the line 16 times tonight, in comparison to 27 for the Cougars. Lady Tigers with 6 missed free throws. 12 on the part of Grayson County. And definitely want to try and force a 5-second or anything to keep some time on this clock. Only 1.7 seconds left. 2-point deficit. Snyder to inbound. Renfro guard well. And a turnover here.
I think there should be a little bit more than 0.3 on the clock.
I think the big debate here, when the tip occurred and how much time's left. And it looks like with 0.3 seconds left, going to put Cassidy in the game. And it's just going to be no time for a dribble, 0.3 seconds. It's just going to be a pass and shoot. Got to get Caroline off the court with 6 people on. So now team in the game here.
Just need to throw it.
Sydney with a chance. Gets it into Isabel, and she's not going to have time. And that'll wrap things up as Grayson County is able to break the 6-game losing streak against the Lady Tigers. And the Lady Tigers move for their 4th straight loss in as many games now for the first time since 2013. And that's going to wrap things up from John Smith and Noah Knight. Your final, Grayson County 50, the Lady Tigers 48.